Isaac Tiemans asks a question. What is the speed of light in the 11th dimension? I don't know. I don't live there, although I may. But if I had to guess, Isaac, I'd say the speed of light in the 11th dimension is 186,282 miles per second in a vacuum. That's what I would say. We talked in one of these earlier segments about this great program, free program called Celestia, which I cannot recommend highly enough. And one of the things you can do, at least in the Mac version of Celestia, is fly through the solar system at the speed of light. And when you move through the solar system at the speed of light, you realize how slow the speed of light really is. It takes about 20 minutes to go through the Jovian system at the speed of light. Is that right? Yeah, about 20 minutes. To go from one end of it to another. That's just Jupiter and its moons. It's a mini solar system out there. And you watch them orbit slowly changing. And as you get close to them, it kind of does this kind of, But it's not very fast. And the reason I bring this up again is because if all information moves at the speed of light, then you realize that information is molasses that's being poured out of a jug on a cold day. And it takes a while to get through this stuff. It's not instantaneous. Nothing like instantaneous. You got in your warp ship, and it's self-obvious. I mean, everybody knows it, but it's still kind of amazing. You get in your warp drive ship and you turn it on. You go to warp factor 1. We are traveling at the speed of light, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving at the speed of light. We're moving as fast as anything has ever moved before. Let's set sail for the nearest star, and we'll be there in 4.5 years. 4.5 years. That's the nearest star. So the speed of light is fascinating. It's fascinating that information is not instantaneous. Why isn't it? Why is light inhibited? Why is it not? Why does it move at a speed? I mean, so E equals mc squared, right? That's the single definitive piece of human thinking is E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. Energy is liberated. Enormous amounts of energy are liberated from very tiny amounts of matter because matter is multiplied by the speed of light, which is a very high number, squared. Which leads you to the inverse conclusion that matter is essentially condensed energy. It's a condensation of energy that exists in a stable form, and the matter can be liberated into energy, and the amount of energy you get out of matter is an enormous amount of energy out of a very, very small amount of matter. If you completely eliminate it, it's amazing how much energy you can get out of a tiny, tiny particle of matter. So, if energy is eliminated or released from this process of matter and antimatter coming together, you get this burst of energy. Why does energy have to move at a speed? You would think energy would be infinitely fast. You would think, what's slowing light down? That's a better way to put it. Sometimes this is the only thing I'm actually good at, is asking questions the right way. So if light is massless, what's slowing it down? We think 186,000 miles an hour. God, that's fast. It is fast compared to walking. But what is slowing it down? Why isn't it gone? Why isn't it instantaneous? And if it's not instantaneous, why is it 186,282 miles a second? Why isn't it 722,946 miles a second? Why isn't it 36,300 miles a second? What is slowing it down? What is holding it to that speed? It's built into the structure of space-time. There's no question about that. Why? The entire electromagnetic spectrum moves at that speed. Why? These are the questions that are interesting to me. Nobody asks these kind of questions. I don't hear them asked anyway. I don't hear anybody ask this. I'm sure there are theoretical physicists who do ask these kind of questions and have used them as a launching pad for further research. I just don't talk to those people. But just as a guy who's an astronomical layman, why is light slowed down? And why is it slowed down to the rate at which it's slowed down? Why isn't it faster? Why isn't it slower? That's interesting to me.